Hello, everyone. Welcome to Scarredlands Family Affair, episode 22, Moving On. When last we met, our intrepid adventurers had just managed to complete the ritual that would close the planar membrane that was threatening to open here in this temple, the ruins of the temple where they had adventured at the behest of a notice on a job board from a potentially sketchy wizard. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if I remember correctly, the Manticora Druid, you did heal up and basically gave them, like, you can go now.
Yeah,
actually, we better never see you again. But
yeah, that clicked. We long rested with them and said that we protect them.
Right. Yeah, you watched.
So and in the morning it was.
Yeah, we were still with them, I think, when we stopped.
Okay.
I mean, I think it was more sort of like, look, we're trying really hard not to compound the error here. That, you know, some fault on both sides. I'll accept that, but yeah, let's not fucking again. And the next time, you better.
Listen, everybody made mistakes here.
Simple. We're trying to seal the portal. Would have sufficed all the bloodshed.
Right.
We did confirm before we took the rest that we could go back outside and check on our animals and all that yet.
Yes. In fact, I believe during the rest, didn't two of you go out and check on the animal? I thought a couple of you watched.
Yeah. Yes, that's the thing we did.
Well, yeah, because several of you don't tend to sleep indoors. So
yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm happy with the pool of water at the east end of this wall, so.
Right, that's fair. So
let's get zombie guts in it.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Millie had a brief encounter last episode with what she believes to be her mother. Is that?
Whoa! I didn't know it was your mother.
Is that what that was?
So that happened as she was shunted out of the plains when the ritual went wrong the first time. And then Naya had taken off after everything was done and everybody was rested and everybody was cool. So I think that brings us to now. So you're all rested up. Everything's good. The Manticora Druid says, I leave in peace, and leaves in peace.
Yep. Yeah.
If anyone has any objection to that, she's going to bounce the absolute hell about that piece.
I mean, I do kind of feel bad for having parts of her friend and eating him, but, you know, whatever.
I just want to
Nix has got to eat.
I just want to learn her name. On the off chance I ever want to get in touch with her again.
My name is Isi.
Isi. Okay.
Well.
Yeah, hang in there and remember the magic power of the two words, no, wait.
Yes, please.
Gix is kind of like sensory overload because it's dawning on him now after like cutting up the other druid and eating them and like, never have done that before, but it was so good. And now it's kind of like, do I keep doing that? Why did I feel I need to do that? I'm going to go swim in the water. kind of like meditative, like, but also sullen in a sense, like a sullen confusion, and just meander on over into the deeper section of the water and just kind of like relax, and almost like a way of trying to maybe I'll half die in the water, like and then maybe I'll get visited. it'll be great. But yeah, trying to kind of mimic what Cheshire had happened.
Are you there, the gods? It's me, Korggix.
I want to read that one. All right, so excellent. So Gix, you're chilling out in the.
There was all this blood.
Water. What would you all like to do from there? I guess.
Is the plan to head out? Are we still heading towards? We were going to the Gleamy Valley, right? That was our end goal.
Right. So you have recovered the staff that was being used in the ritual, which was sort of the "go get this back, somebody stole it from me" thing that the wizard sent people out for. So you could take that, turn it in for its reward. Which
I seem to remember us talking about keeping the staff so that we can bring Cheshire back next time he dies.
There was some discussion along those lines, yes.
I missed that part. So when
That was
somebody says that,
before.
Jedryn is like,
I think that conversation was before we found out that Cheshire has got a girlfriend that is keeping him alive, that he's getting married to probably this weekend, if it has anything to do with it.
I'll be honest. So she's been trying to keep me alive, and it has not been going great for her.
It's a lot of work.
Full-time job.
yeah, she's committed to the
And
relationship.
I don't want to rely on an outsider to save my brother.
That's completely fair.
Let's rely on improving our tactics.
Yes.
Tactics,
So-
schmactics.
Yes, having said that,
With
there,
it at Cheshire, like improving tactics.
I mean, to be fair, Jedryn, in order for us to be able to use our special things that we've learned, someone has to run in there and be engaged with the enemy. That someone is just always Cheshire and he always gets owned.
Whoa. I don't always get owned.
There was that one time with that little child that we didn't actually attack. That's true.
That was not a child. That was a fully developed preteen. Very angry.
Point is, I think the staff could come in handy.
I'm fine with that.
What's this? What's the staff?
it is a staff of the necromancer.
So
I think we
again,
also talked about like the potential morality of giving it to a person that we don't know what they're going to do with it.
And who is also, I'm saying this as a player because I'm still over there, but who is also careless enough to let it get stolen.
Who can use the staff?
Any spellcaster who attunes it.
I can.
Jedryn raises a hand and says, I'm just going to point out that the meaning that staff has for bring back and the meaning I think you all intend, probably not the same.
It's just,
I mean, I don't know about you people, but I don't really like the idea of having, a shambling undead version of one of our characters wandering around.
not like healing or raising from the dead or something, but like,
Oh, raising, yes. But from the grave, not from the dead. That's what necromancy means. Magic of the dead.
I guess Denev wouldn't like
Well,
that.
that's completely different than what I was envisioning.
Yeah.
During this long rest, did any of you spend the requisite hour with it to unearth its abilities? You can do that without attuning it, by the way.
I will if no one else does.
Okay.
'Cause I don't know for sure that it's the staff of necromancy.
Give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. I got to step away for half a second. I'll be right back.
My character flaw is that I really like shiny things.
I can understand.
It's about uncovering lore, not necessarily about, ultimate arcane power or anything like that.
I'm going to peek my head up and just kind of look over at Cheshire. Kind of just like, my eyes scream, how did you get this to work?
I mean, Cheshire's like sitting in the corner playing with the doll.
Every so often, I obviously go over and I'm just like, so.
I roll
And
my
I'll like
eyes and
pester
go back
you about
underneath.
things. My assumption is you either ignore me or
No, I'll hand you the doll.
What is it?
Do you pick it up?
Sure.
When you pick it up, it says, "Look behind you."
That's not creepy as fuck. But I'll look behind me. Zopa hasn't seen enough scary movies before, so she's not creeped out by it that much.
Dang it! Nothing's behind her. Like nothing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. What is it? This thing? And I shake it at you.
I don't know. I did a thing and I cast a spell. And then when the spell was gone, this was here.
Huh.
You can touch it to save things.
So it wasn't a present from your
That's
girlfriend?
cute.
I mean, my magic did come from my girlfriend, so
Indirectly.
possibly, I don't really know, but it was there. And it said, "Look behind you when you pick it up." So
What you get for dating a goth chick?
She is kind of the second ultimate goth chick, I
Can
think.
confirm. I've been given way weirder shit than that in the last 15 years. Can confirm.
So, looking at Fairhaven and Beyond, which is where Crypt of the Drawn Dead, the adventure that we had just played through, is from. It's available in print on demand and PDF and at Astral via Drive Through RPG. Looking into that, the Staff of the Necromancer is a staff requires attunement by a bard, cleric, sorcerer, druid, warlock, or wizard. While holding the staff, you can use an action to expend one of its 10 charges to cast Animate Dead or Adamantine Undead, or as it's called in this, Reinforce Undead, from the staff using your spell save DC. Spells are cast at the basic level, but by expending an additional charge when casting Animate Dead, you may increase the effective spell level by 1 to a maximum of 9th level. The staff can also be used as a +2 magic quarterstaff that deals an additional 1d6 necrotic damage in combat. It regains 1d8 +2 expended charges daily at dusk. If you expend the last charge, roll a d20. On a 1, the staff becomes a non-magical quarterstaff.
I do find the idea amusing that we're walking around with a staff of the necromancer, and somebody's like, "Why do you have that staff?" And one of us is like, "Staff hit good, bang bang."
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
It's an extra nice hitting stick.
It's a better stick for hitting things with.
It's my snake bumping stick.
Isn't that
gonna
what
decorate it
D&D
with,
is
like-
all about, really, is finding a better stick to hit things with?
I'm gonna decorate it with like flowers so it doesn't have the undead motif, and it's just sort of got like a.
Oh god. A
If no one
bedazzled
objects,
staff
I'm
of
keeping the stick.
necromancer.
If no one objects, because I cast Shillelagh on this, and gosh darn it, I get things better.
It's up to you. If I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, you
Unless
had
it's
not
like evil.
left anything. It's not aligned. You had not left anything back in the village, so
Yeah.
you could theoretically just be like, "Oh, guess we'll never
Yoink.
know what that wizard wants," and just.
Oh, this is
was
the wizard's staff.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I don't want to give this back to an evil necromancer wizard. I don't even know if it's evil.
I don't think he's evil. I think he's just an idiot.
Right. You don't know for sure that he's a necromancer. You just know that he's a wizard who, according to Annie, tends to hire people to run around and find outlandish things on a regular basis.
Yeah.
At minimum, I'll attune to it just until we decide to give it back to him. Just as an additional defense until we arrive there or decide what we're going to do with it, because we might need it just for clearing out the rest of this dungeon. So, it's my
Well,
FedEx von Bearass.
is that the plan? That you're, there are several chambers of the area that you have not visited.
Oh, we're done.
So, did you want to try to clear it out, or were you going to try to just get the entire F out?
If it seems well seal-offable, we might consider that, but this is near town, so if we can't make it safe for the folks in town, I would say we probably ought to go through and just gank everything, just to be sure.
I mean, do any of you have the means to collapse a stone tunnel?
Yes.
Okay, that would be how you would seal it off.
I can cast. Oh wait, I think I have stone shape. I'm double checking that one. No, I've melded into stone, so I can become one with the stone tunnel.
Yeah, and pop out every couple of months and be like, "Ooh, don't go inside."
I have a bunch of rope. Like maybe we could block it off with some debris and like tie it up in front of it.
Yeah, I don't have stone shape.
Yeah, I have 50 feet of rope.
I mean, that is an idea.
I don't think that's going to stop anybody. That's just going to make them curious.
What if we use the rope? Is the ceiling or anything like super weak? What if we like pulled down the ceiling with like tied it to like a beam or something that's like exposed and ripped it down? I mean, it is ruins, and hell knows what the shit opening up a planar rift is doing to the stability of the environment.
I could do plant growth again and grow a bunch of plants to rip down the ceiling, maybe, or cause an obstruction, or at least hide it. But I don't know how effective that would be. That's what I got. Sorry, I don't have stone shape yet.
Wait, no, what are we doing? We have the war wagon. We could shoot this fucking thing with a ballista and drop that whole
While the
fucking tank. Why are we sitting here discussing it?
while the ballista on the war wagon, now available at Sorcerer Vault, is strong, it's probably not flatten a stone wall strong.
Okay.
Like you're still firing an arrow, it's just a big arrow. So, put a hole in one of the walls maybe. Like that's a thing you might be able to do. But probably not crumble them.
Yeah.
Feeling more and more like I should have bullied that guy who sold it to us. Just saying. Doesn't even knock down walls. Well, we have a pile of corpses that we could drag up there and put in the doorway.
Like it's fucking 300. Like
Yeah, didn't Cheshire's girlfriend or whatever kill all the zombies?
Again, that might just make people curious.
Yeah.
It would have made us curious.
I think that if you see a whole pile of corpses blocking a doorway and your response is to become curious, that's really on you.
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, how many
That's
groups
fair.
of us are there that we have to worry about? Because if there's multiple packs of a family like this, I'm concerned for the well-being of this planet.
Relatives,
That's
not
fair.
many. Adventuring parties, they're everywhere. So according to Dad's stories, it sounded like he ran into one in every flipping town. So I remember all his stories about various, like this bard or that, wizard or whatever. The hegemony's full of them, right?
Yeah.
Again, that's their choice to make, though.
Yeah.
You see the
All
clear
right.
signs of danger and go, "Woo, that seems interesting."
It
That is
should be
a
enough to
choice
keep-
you have made.
It should be enough to keep kids out. I mean, it won't keep adventurers out, but if that's all
Yeah.
we're worried about is random villagers wandering in here, then
Yeah, I'm just going to go back.
You know what we could do? We could tie up the bodies with my rope in front of the door.
we could just write a sign.
Yeah, I was going to say I take the chalk out of my
Dang.
kit and I go back to the first set of doors that we encountered.
danger.
I close them and I write danger undead inside.
Enter at
dead,
own
open
risk.
inside. Yeah.
Yeah, don't dead danger inside. Yeah.
We could even
That'd
tie
be
the
great for the
zombies
poor
in like a
people that can't
web in
read.
front of the door and then raise them again with the staff of necromancy so they're alive but tied up so that no one can get by.
I'm not raising anybody with this thing. No.
It's like that fly paper, but to keep adventurers out of the cave.
Just make a sign.
Point of order: the zombies are too destroyed to re-raise. But having said that, as you're putting your sign together, Jedryn, give me a wisdom check.
Is this just a straight D20 plus my wisdom bonus?
Yeah, just a straight D20 plus your wisdom bonus.
Okay. Well, that would be D20 then. So 13.
Oh, okay. Yep. No. You don't notice anything. You don't think of anything. Nothing strikes
It's a
you as
grand
like
plan.
right. Nothing strikes you as like we're forgetting something. None of that.
No,
I mean,
I'm
we do have a
smart, not
dragon.
wise.
Is
Just
the
to throw this
dragon
out
strong
there.
enough to rip down the ceiling? The mock dragon?
The mock dragon could conceivably collapse. So remember where you entered on the top floor, there was that area that was the one sort of chamber of the upper level of the temple that had not crumbled. Theoretically, the
That's
mock
what we were
dragon.
talking about. Were we trying to close like underneath?
Right? Yeah. No. Right. What I'm saying is, theoretically, the mock dragon, given enough time and motivation, could probably knock that down. But
Training exercise for the mock dragon?
then all you'd have
Look at my
is,
sisters.
but then all you'd have is a pile of rubble on top of the door. I mean, it's up to you.
I don't want him to get hurt though. You could do it
I mean,
without
I
him.
got lots of snacks for him if you want to. I got like 120 pounds worth of snacks sitting here.
I come back up, there's a
Snacks.
huge pile of rubble blocking me in, and I'm like, guys! You're small, you can wriggle. You're wriggly.
Make sure that everybody's out of there before we do anything like that.
Yeah. I'm calling us good.
But I think a sign in in like a couple of languages, we write it in Calastian and we write it
Calastian.
in Lydian.
Calastian, Halfling, and Zathisk I can manage. And I can also put in a sign basically in like whatever the thieves can't version of hobo signs is that says, no, but seriously, don't fuck around.
There is no halfling though.
Right. Yeah. So that would be Lydian.
Lydian.
Oh,
But,
I speak Lydian.
There's no halfling.
But Zopa could put in kind of hobo signs that were connected to the scaled as well. So that would add another level of recognition.
Yeah,
So those are all. Yeah, if that's what you want to do.
I add in druidic, no, seriously.
No, like basically, there are undead and no treasure.
Unless you can cast stone shape.
That's basically the signs all
is
say
there
warning
no
undead
treasure?
inside, and then all of the added things say and no goodies.
I think if I saw a sign that said "There's no treasure here," I would
Right.
immediately not.
Oh,
I just write unless you can cast stone shape. I figure any wizard who can cast stone shape is probably can handle it. I don't know.
Okay, so we leave a really confusingly worded warning on the outside of this fucking
Right.
dungeon. It's what we do.
It's not so much a sign anymore as it is like a lengthy,
Read.
graffiti, right?
right, like a mural.
Right.
Well, now I feel left out. I want to draw on it too.
Three days have passed.
I mean, I have primordial. Can I write on there with primordial?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. I 100% do.
Okay, well, now I
and
feel
I will
left out. I'm
I'll
gonna
put
write
something
it in
fun.
Celestian.
Celestian.
Yeah, I'll put something fun on there, like fun pool. That's what I'm gonna.
Nice.
Blows my mind is I'm 17 and I speak 6 languages and I don't know how that's a thing.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't actually write a warning. I just write "I feel left out" in Celestian.
that's fair. So after you spent like a day and a half demolishing the door and writing a note, is your plan then from that point to resume your trek toward? I believe you're headed to Hollowfaust first, right? Is that accurate?
Unless we decide to return the staff to the creepy wizard who wanted it.
Now-
My only concern is he might come after us.
My understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, is that was not.
He can't even go after his own staff.
Right, that was not the plan, right? You have no intention of doing that, correct?
It's up to you guys.
I just want to get out of here.
Yeah, I'm just kind of following whoever is the leader.
That's Zopa.
We're
I
all
have no
gonna
interest in
die.
giving back that. I have no interest in giving that staff back to that guy. Granted, I wasn't in the game to meet that guy, but
We never met him.
That-
No, we never met
You
him.
never met him. As far as you know, they did not. They are not aware of you taking the job. The job has been taken on the on basically the idea that like that somebody will bring it back to Annie and then get
and
get
the
the
next
reward there.
Nobody's
next
gonna
adventures-
have any idea that we took the staff, so they're just gonna keep sending people not towards us.
yeah,
I'm
next
sure our
adventures just
sign
show
will
up
deter
here.
the people that they send to.
Yeah,
So
it's clear someone came here and was like, "No, don't go in there. It's really dangerous," and then left. So, yeah, they don't. Yeah, we probably shouldn't have said there's no treasure here, but
You'd come to that conclusion like 3 or 4 days after.
Yeah.
I can feel it. We're gonna become mercenaries with our how well we handled that.
Right.
in a separate Twitch stream, we will reveal the rest of this dungeon in a different game, in a different campaign.
one day, adventurers who aren't just like, nah, we're leaving. We'll explore these halls.
We've gotten enough treasure.
Today is not that day. Yeah, let's not be silly now.
I'm just having fun riding in the war wagon because it's so roomy in here. Got my head stuck out the window.
Nice.
I'm just picturing like some poor bastard sitting on the road and big horse's head comes up over the top, big plow horse, teeny little person riding on the back, and then this house heaves into view behind her.
it's like Howl's
We're all
Moving Castle.
definitely like tapping and humming "Chitty Chitty Bang Bang" the whole
Yeah.
time we're in it too.
Actually, I can't ride in the war wagon. I have to ride Slaughter. Never mind.
Well, I mean, you don't
Wasn't Slaughter pulling it?
have to.
No, we got two horses to pull.
Oh right.
Yeah. Yep.
What were their names again? You guys named them.
Yeah,
Um,
I know what I would have.
Lug
named them.
and Tug. if
Lug
I
and Tug.
remember
Yeah.
correctly.
So-
Lug is
yeah,
Lug is my horse, and then
Tug is the new one.
Tug is the new one.
Yeah.
So
That makes
you
sense.
all lug and tug, and the rest of the whole family return to the Calastian Road, or the road toward Hollowfaust.
Somebody's way.
I'm not wording good today.
I can look up the name.
You're not like on like a main highway or some shit.
Yeah.
So
Is one, but
Are we going back to the map?
you're all just kind of in this area. The wagon proportions are a little funky. I'll need to figure out how to fix that later. But, so yeah, you're heading that direction. Now, I believe we discussed you can make it. Well, let's check the war wagon's speed, shall we?
I was trying to figure out who was like at 0 hit points, and I was like, oh, that's Sir Sasha.
Yep, he sure is. But she's still in good shape. Nothing's chipped off. So
We've got
it's
it.
if
We
you're
got her in the
going
secret compartment in the war wagon.
if you're going at a standard speed, it's 40 feet. So with an 8-hour traveling period, we'll say 40 miles. Why not? Just because I hate math. So that would be 4 squares on the map.
okey-doke.
Are you going to press straight through? Are you going to force march your horses? Are you going to just go the
I don't want to,
distance and be happy with what you got?
since we're not actively on the run, I don't want to force march the.
Yeah.
I don't want to force march the horses in case we need to later.
Yeah. And Lug's my buddy, man. I'm not going to overwork his poor ass.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right, so you wind up. So getting into the precision of travel here, this little space right there was where you were at, with regards to
That
where you need to be.
diamond.
The little diamond, yep. So
So we're like here.
I'm gonna go in. And,
So we're going to Zathshore to try to get across, or
I
Let's get the
thought
good
you were
map on city
going
names.
up near
up
where the heteronomy and like where the heteronomy borders on
on the
The
Hornsaw.
so and so's.
Yeah,
There was
okay.
a road up there
Yeah.
that the Holofaust maintains.
yeah. So yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So that puts you here. As of right now, when you stop on that first day of travel, you are
Var.
about 160 miles from the river, from the shore of the Broadreach. So,
So
at
that's
the-
about 4 days ish.
yeah, 4 days ish if you just keep straight traveling. Is that your intention?
I think it makes sense, unless
You have a map, so
yeah,
Yeah, you do have a good map of the area that you purchased. So
yeah. Unless we end up needing to stop somewhere for some reason, yeah, I kind of think so.
all right, and so continuing along, do you? It's a relatively like the area that you're in, despite all of the last several sessions, is comparatively calm. It's comparatively settled, and it's comparatively free of Titan spawn. So what I would like to do is, who wants to be responsible for? We've got 4 more days of travel. Yes. So who wants to be responsible for day 1's travel?
I will.
Excellent, Millie. Thank you for stepping up to the plate. You
someone
get
with survival.
you get an A for the day. Why don't you make a D20 roll for me and just let me know what you got on that?
Can I give her advantage on that?
It's just
Survival.
the survival roll is fine. That's a navigation roll that I will have you make, which you did fine on. But I also just need like a straight D20 roll.
Another straight D20.
Yep.
The does shit befalleth roll.
The wandering counter table.
Right. All right. So day 1 is nice and calm. No issues. Are there any downtime activities that you all would like to address during day 1?
Keep training the animals.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and give me one of you will make an animal handling check. The other one can help, granting advantage to the primary actor.
I will help.
Are you sure? Okay.
My base is 4, so
My base is 3.
then you can help me. Okay.
And are you working with get to the thing she helped?
We did. Yeah.
Are you working with all of the animals, or are you focusing on one?
I'm focusing on the flesh strippers,
I'm focusing on slaughter.
but I will help in both directions.
Same. Also getting them to work together, because we don't want slaughter to eat the flesh strippers. We don't want the other way around, or the horses for that matter. It's like no us, no.
I'm picturing tiny flesh strippers riding slaughter into battle.
Yes.
You may picture that one day, but not today.
Not today.
As
No,
the first
not
day,
today.
the first day does end with some bandages on slaughter.
And a few fewer flesh strippers.
Some very
Heal spells.
scolded flesh strippers back in their box.
Can't eat just one.
It's true. Once you pop the flesh
no
strippers.
eating dragon.
But nobody died, so that's
Yeah.
good. So
Good berry for you.
They
since
make my tongue tingle.
Since Millie took day 1 responsibility, she can certainly continue to be the group navigator, but let's hand day 2 responsibility off to Cheshire. Cheshire, go ahead and give me just a straight D20 roll if you don't mind.
That's good, right? That's good.
Oh dear.
And
should've
you wake
known.
up and you're in a lake.
Should have known that was how that was going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, given
my
Astral's
fault.
penchant.
My
40
bad.
ones in a
It's
row.
not Astral. I blame Cheshire entirely.
He does have a way about him.
We have ways of botching a lot. So you are heading across. You want to go ahead and make that navigation check for me, Millie? Just the survival.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, you're absolutely staying on target. No issues there. And as basically like as you're setting up your camp, I am bringing up this table that if I was smart and had prepared ahead of time, I would have already had open. I had while I'm doing this, so that there's not any dead air, let me explain to you that my internet stopped working 20 minutes before we were supposed to go live. So I had to do a little bit of quick calls to ye old Comcast. So I kind of was in a hurry.
There's a reason I have a Comcast command in my channel. Yeah. It's crested over 100 now of uses. Yeah.
I'm so glad we aren't with Comcast. We're with some unknown.
They're awful. I would sure like to take my business elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yep. Same,
Unfortunately,
but there's no other options. Isn't that fun?
Yeah, no, regional monopolies.
Yeah. No, it's technically not a monopoly, though.
What's your alternative? Dial up?
right?
The dial-up is nothing.
We could
Our
get.
alternative is AT&T, which is just as bad.
Yeah,
I had to get a hotspot through my phone or some
right.
shit.
I get a T-Mobile hotspot. I
Yeah.
could I could do like satellite, which would be neat. Except that I live in the Midwest, where satellites work. I don't know, 15% of the time or some shit. Like that.
Yeah.
We're urban, so we actually have two choices.
Now, I'm urban as shit.
We're a
but-
first world country, by the way. Can you tell?
Right. Yeah. The nearest other provider is 20 miles away from the city I live in.
We're
In a different state, mind you.
We're 15 minutes from Microsoft headquarters.
Right,
so
yeah,
we
you live
actually
in-
have two choices for internet providers.
Seattle, the land of billionaires and honey.
Billionaires and honey, yeah. So we have this thing called Ziply. And I have no idea if they're just local or bigger than that, but it was a choice between Ziply and Comcast, and I was like,
I don't know.
I will take the unknown weirdo than Comcast. Thank you very much.
That's fair. Not a bad call. All right.
And we have a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Since you did so good on your last roll, Cheshire, why don't you give me another D20 roll?
That's not great.
This is the thing we find on the table.
So
Excellent.
what's that ancient red dragon?
11
Me?
ancient red dragons.
Somebody needs to do a conversion for Wilderness in the Wastelands charts for 5e. That someone's not going to be me.
So as you
Why
are as you are setting up your camp, move you over to a nice, lovely camp map. Just put you on a happy little map where there's a camp.
Hag's Feast was originally in Wilderness in the Wasteland.
As was separation anxiety.
As was
and
Separation Said, yeah.
I think there's another one. I don't always remember which ones are what.
Stumbled
There's-
across that fact last week.
So many. Oh yeah. I didn't realize you didn't know that.
Yeah. I saw the map in Wilderness and Wasteland and went, oh, that's why it felt familiar to me when we played that.
There you go.
It was in the book that you read 10 years ago.
I don't know why I can't operate Astral. Nothing today.
Your
So
internet
you're-
is being persnickety.
No, I think it's really operator error. Okay, so you are there in the spot, setting up your camp. And as you are setting up your camp, Cheshire, you notice a itty bitty moth sort of land like near you, not necessarily like on you, but nearby.
We've got the map has the thing turned on where we can only see a tiny circle. What do you call it? Dynamic lighting is turned on.
You should be able to turn all of you should be able to go in and alter your vision to 300.
Okay. Whee.
While I dig out your wagon.
Familiar looking camp.
Yeah, it's all the camps are basically the same.
Yep.
And so as you are noticing this, as you're setting up the camp and you're noticing this little moth, why don't you go ahead and give me a nature check there, Cheshire?
But that's an intelligence check.
Yep.
That's not what Cheshire does. Oh shit, that is what Cheshire does. David Attenborough.
Nice.
Nice. Love it.
15 is David Attenborough.
For Cheshire with his negative? Yeah, well,
It's a 20.
Comparatively, yes.
I don't know if my 13 helped or not.
Well, you have not even spotted it as
I've known, so okay. I just...
yeah, you recognize that that's no ordinary moth. In fact, it is what's commonly referred to as a blood moth.
They're so pretty. Just don't touch them. They're red.
And it occurs to you, as you're looking at this blood moth, that you can sort of hear buzzing. And you see there are several more of them in the trees coming forward. One might even say a couple dozen.
One might put it as a swarm.
One might, if so inclined, refer to it as two swarms of blood moths.
Neat.
This is like Skyland's equivalent of the Sturge, but worse. I think, in my opinion. As monsters go.
They're certainly not nice.
No.
So, being as you're the only one who's noticed this while everyone else is sort of unloading the wagon and getting themselves ready, what would you like to do, Cheshire?
So I know they are not fun, happy time moths who bring dreams, but like death.
Yes, they bring cake or death, and they're all out of cake.
That is even more disappointing.
They didn't expect to have a run on cake?
Then I would like to, right here, summon or cast Hunger of Hadar, which has the loud, like, slurping noises, which I assume will get the attention of my family.
At least, yes. Go ahead and ping where you're putting that Hunger of Hadar, or paint it on the map if you like.
Yes. So Hunger is here. Then I can do it here. And but there we go. Painting. Bang.
Okay. So you're all just sort of like, hey, can you hand me my, my whoopee? I would like it so that I can, sleep comfortably tonight. And, are my arrows under there? Can you reach in there and grab my arrows? And you're all sort of like getting your shit together.
Should we be all around the wagon right now?
Yeah, go ahead and move your tokens over by the wagon. When you just hear this... as this black, like, hole of inky darkness opens up over by Cheshire. And what happens to the poor creatures...
Black hole of inky darkness?
Yes, and what happens to the creatures that are trapped within Hunger of Hadar? Why don't you just go ahead and read out Hunger of Hadar so that our other players and the audience can know exactly what's happening, Cheshire.
The greatest spell ever made. You open a gateway to the dark between the stars. A region infested with unknown horrors. A 20-foot radius sphere of blackness and bitter cold appears, centered on a point and lasting the duration. The void is filled with a cacophony of soft whispers and slurping noises. that can be heard up to 30 feet away. No light, magical or otherwise, can illuminate the area, and creatures inside are fully blinded. The void warps the fabric of space, and it is difficult terrain. Any creature that starts in it takes 2d6 cold damage. Any creatures that ends this turn in the area must succeed on dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 acid damage as milky, otherworldly tentacles rub against it.
Right, so it's the
Milky.
It's the sphere of unfathomable hentai that you've just summoned over in the corner.
Oh my god.
I should probably not make any hentai jokes today. So, that happens, and that I think is sufficient to trigger initiative, wouldn't you say? I would say so.
I would think so, yes. Not sure how much we're actually going to have to do.
Right, probably not a lot would be my guess, but you never know. They might get out.
Anyone have fireball yet? Because that would do it too, I think.
Well, I mean,
like my arrows are going to work that well against moths.
Swarms are annoying, which is why I always throw them at my players. Punish them for never having a wizard in the party.
just remember, I didn't do this, the dice did. All right. So
This is all Cheshire's fault.
Yes.
Right. Jedryn, you do have the first action as you look over and see that Cheshire... Well, you see this thing. I don't know that you're aware that Cheshire was the one who summoned it. I don't know that you're aware that Cheshire can do that, so...
As far as I know, I'm not, so...
Nope, I'm not aware that Cheshire can do that.
Right, so you're just like, hell opened up!
Yeah. Cheshire, step away from I'm just gonna gesture vaguely with my bow in the direction of the. I don't think I actually fire or do anything else useful because.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
So I guess you could say I'm holding my action until shit makes sense. which may be more than one round.
Not impossible. Cheshire, what would you like to do?
Seeing Jedryn's reaction and realizing, oh, no one knows I can summon like void from the stars. I'll be like, oh no, what's happening? And I will dash this way.
That may not be the helpful response you think it is.
And that's what's
Such a dick move. All right. So that brings us to the blood moths. Now they need to make what save at the start of their turn?
At the start of their turn, they just take 2d6 cold, and if they end their turn inside, they need a dex save and take 2d6 acid. So 4 cold damage. Holy moly!
All right.
Might be enough.
Oh, you would hope, but alas.
There's swarm, so swarms are weird.
Yep. You have damaged the swarm, and it's difficult terrain. Yes.
Yes.
So
but I assume it doesn't matter to them because actually no, it's like a okay.
No, yeah, it's like the air is difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it would matter if they're flying.
So they can go a total of 60 feet if they dash, which they will. No, they can go a total of 30 feet if they dash, which they will. So that should get them out of the nasty bits. And they get one more for good measure. So you see this swarm of blood moths come pouring out of the darkness. A couple of them, they all seem to have they're like trailing frost behind them, and a couple of them like fall out of the sky as they're flying toward you. That brings us to Millie. Millie, what would you like to do?
Okay, well, that's confusing. I am gonna light an arrow on fire.
Okay.
Fire seems better against bugs.
Bugs from the hell dimension, no less.
That's fair. You spark up a flaming arrow and you can just shoot
I don't know
it.
if that's. Can I shoot it?
Yeah, sparking the arrow is technically a use object, which you get one without being an action.
Okay, cool.
Fire away. All right. You spark the arrow and fire it into the middle of the swarm. Go ahead and roll that damage. It will have resistance to this damage because,
Yeah, that tracks.
but it still does 5 damage. Not too bad. Go ahead and add a d6 of fire to it.
Cool.
Wow.
I am a kind and benevolent god.
Go. Do the thing. Go.
All right, so a total of 6 damage to the swarm. You reduce the swarm's density by about half, as that flaming arrow does a remarkable job burning its way through the oncoming insects. Any bonus actions or movement, Millie?
Yeah. I'm gonna remember that I can tap into my planar power. So I'm
Okay.
gonna fire another arrow because it'll deal force damage.
Excellent. Beautiful. Go ahead and roll that damage.
And the regular damage also becomes force damage.
Right. So it just becomes a straight 16 of force damage.
Yeah.
So this explodes. Like the swarm just blows up, leaving a smattering of bug splatter all over the bedrolls that Cheshire had just meticulously laid out. And they're like those, those moths that if you crush them, that leaves like that dusty sort of film. Like imagine that, except it's like scab instead of dust.
Yeah.
It's just fruity pebbles all over the bedroll. That's fine.
And when the arrow finishes sailing through the swarm, you hear like a roar as it goes into the inky sphere.
Did you
Like-
shoot my friend?
Your friend? Your what?
I mean, oh
And that will bring us to Triss. What would you like to do?
I really want that clip too. I mean, oh no, like the most fake oh no possible.
I leap back on Slaughter, I was just starting to unsaddle, like, oh nope. Go get him, boy.
Right?
To breathe poison on the on anything that comes out of the the portal to hell.
All right, so you want Slaughter to ride up, and then you're going to hold...
I'll be riding Slaughter and be like,
Right.
breathe if anything comes out of that portal to hell.
Okay.
I say on the back of the Bach Dragon.
There are certainly worse plans. And that brings us to the next swarm of insects, who are, in fact, theoretically going to be coming out of that portal to hell. So, first, let's go ahead and roll that cold damage, if you don't mind.
Yeah, it's DC 50.
10.
Oh, Cheshire first.
Yeah.
Might not need it.
Might not. Okay, so, like, about half of the swarm comes barreling out straight into the face of a mock dragon. It's a and that's a DC what save? 15?
DC 15 Constitution save.
Awesome. They're going to do great at this.
Oof. Not the best in terms of damage, though.
I assume an 8 doesn't make that save. So that's 9
No, it's 9 points of poison damage
poison damage.
and blind. And they're blind for 1 minute.
Nice.
Look, they can keep trying to make saves to not be blind if they're still alive.
Right. So they're like flying around like most of them drop, and there's like 2 blood moths that are flying around, like bumping into each other. It's a absolute insectoid farce that's happening next to this portal to hell. Zopa, what would you like to do?
Horses just seem to be this family's normal, so I'm gonna move up, and this one is still alive, right?
There's like 2 moths flying around over there that are...
Well, that seems like a waste of my arrows, but sure, I'll try and shoot them.
You can just go pick it up again after.
Right?
Right, it's not like they're gonna get damaged.
14?
14 absolutely hits.
For 8 piercing.
All right, so if we apply their resistance to piercing
I think you
damage...
get your sneak attack because I'm close enough. I don't know.
Oh, no,
I don't think so.
you're outside of range.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You like wait as they're spinning around. I don't know if you've ever seen like two house flies in like a like mating circle, but
Right.
they're basically doing that, right? And you just sit there like waiting, pop, and it goes straight through both of them.
I could have done that.
Waiting to see what else comes out of the portal to hell.
Yeah, I'm going to shout, be careful, watch out, whatever that thing is. Can I do an arcana to see if I can figure it out?
Sure. Yes.
19?
That's not great.
Yeah, it's definitely a Hunger of Hadar spell.
All right, I'm going to be looking around for
recognize-
whoever cast that, off in the trees. Obviously, somebody
Right.
is.
Your first thought is most likely, oh fuck, the wizard found us.
Right? With that.
Where's my whacking stick?
I was just holding it for you.
We got lost and went this way. I'm sorry.
What would you like to do?
For 4 days.
There's no insects or anything happening.
Yeah, there's no actual creatures running around right now that are a threat to you. There's just this big black hole into nothingness.
I'm probably
Did I see
back.
Cheshire make the moves to cast it or anything?
No. Because you all were like doing your shit, so. And what were you saying, Jedryn? Sorry?
I was going to say I'm going to jump back into initiative and get inside of the wagon and get on the ballista. So one of the ballistas is kind of like,
We're rolling initiative 3,000 times. 'Cause it's tied to Eriki.
Her.
yeah, mine did that the other day.
Yeah, I have to close it out entirely, or it just repeatedly rolls initiative.
Yeah,
When you're doing the arrow keys.
it randomly assigned arrow key as one of my hotkeys.
Yeah, it redoes it every single time I close and open Astral, so
That's
I have to reset it every time.
And I, Astral folks, I will point out your documentation says you can change the hotkeys, and then doesn't say how.
They just need to let you know you can. You can do
I
this.
can
It's
go
a
to
goose
their
hunt.
Discord and ask.
I was going to say, I'm sure that there is information on that in their Discord.
Where I am. I am on the Discord.
Or
But yeah, so
buried
I was
in
gonna
a-
walk up to the circle Hunger Hadar-esque stuff, and it's not like moving or trying to get me or anything, I assume.
No, it doesn't seem to be. You do see like, imagine like this dark, inky membrane stretched over the outside of this sphere,
Right.
and then like octopus tentacles like pressing against the inside of that membrane.
So for
underneath?
me, I see Korggix thinks octopus, water, Garruk. This must be a sign. So I'm gonna Arcana check or religion. I was gonna roll Arcana to see if
Arcana
this was
is
the
fine.
sign that I was looking for.
This is not. Sorry, Mario, your princess is another castle. This is not a sign from Gorak. This is a sign that somebody cast Hunger of Hadar.
I guess I'll just poke at it.
All right, you poke your finger in it, and your finger gets very cold, and you feel like that caress of a tentacle. Not enough to damage you. Because I assume you don't keep your hand in it. Like you
No,
go,
no.
"Ugh."
I will.
It's
I'll
like
hold an action.
if you ever had
to
Ghostbusters slime, it's like sticking your finger in Ghostbusters slime and then having someone like rub a hot dog along the inside of it while it's in there.
Oh God.
I will. I'll hold an action because I don't know who casts this. I'll hold an action to cast Frostbite if I see something come out of the Hunger of Vidar.
Excellent. That brings us to the top of the order. Jedryn, you have now hopped up into the wagon. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Right.
I should move my token.
And are you, while you're in there, what were you? Once you're inside, what would you like to do?
Like I said, I'm basically just kind of waving one of the ballista around, going, "I got no targets."
Okay, so one of the ballista are just sort of sweeping the area.
Back and forth.
Cheshire, what would you like to do?
Would I be able to tell that there are no creatures in Mahungar Fadar? Because I can't see in it.
Right, no. No, you have no way of knowing what's going on inside of it. It's not, unless you also have Eldritch Sight.
I checked that even with Eldritch Sight, you can't see. Because
really?
It's like a void. It's not darkness. You just can't see in there.
Then, yeah, you just have like legit. Your best guess is all the ones that you saw you think are pretty much accounted for.
Oh, that's good enough. Then I will kind of whisper like, "Thanks for the help, buddy," and then dismiss it.
It disappears. Combat ends.
Be on your guard.
What?
I think the wizard's after us.
No, that wasn't the wizard.
Cheshire.
Oh, did you see who cast it?
Was it your girlfriend? I say to Cheshire.
Did I see who casted it? No,
Definitely his girlfriend.
because I casted it and I didn't see myself cast it.
Oh.
Don't be a dick, Cheshire.
Crash at him,
You can do that. That's
asshole.
I saw some bugs. I thought that'd be the fastest way. I forgot about the whole
No,
like.
that's
I
fine.
mean, it worked.
That's neat. Communicate next time. So we
Yeah,
don't think
remember
we're
the
gonna
We
magic-
try.
killed people for not communicating.
Remember the magic
Friendly
power of the
reminder.
words "no wait."
For most things, I can do that with the whole slurping and the thing. That is a sit-down conversation, not one where arrows are already drawn.
Well, should we sit down and have that conversation now?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I learned that we're gonna have to talk about.
From inside the wagon, you just hear sort of the sound of dunk, 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 a head banging on wood. How did Dad keep you people alive?
So you learned these things. Where did you learn them?
Remember when I drowned?
his girlfriend.
Wait, which
no?
time?
When did you drown?
Oh wait, yeah, you weren't there. Naya taught me some cool tricks, and that's one of the tricks I can now do.
Huh. Okay.
Can you teach me how to do that?
I can
And,
teach
and
you
what
how to.
else? Go ahead.
She taught me how to get really cold. She taught me how to summon friends to help. Lots of different friends and like one very specific friend. She taught me how to punch really hard. That's fun. She taught me how to be super persuasive.
When did she have time to teach you all this stuff?
I think it was the first time we kissed.
The first
With
one.
the-
What now?
What? I mean, that.
Hold on.
that's
So you're
not a-
saying if I kiss you, you'll teach me how to do all this?
I'm not
It's
a.
just like coming over.
You're saying if I
that
kiss her,
works.
she'll teach me how to do all this?
I think so.
That's some kiss.
Yeah, I learned a lot of stuff.
Just a kiss, or did you do all those other stuff?
I'm not Dad. We'll say.
Shit, now I want a fancy girlfriend.
Right.
Okay, so next time you do one of these things, can you just
Tell us!
Yeah.
Yeah, just say like, "Hey, I'm doing a spell." Or...
I'm just gonna cast summon undead. 'Cause I think that's the last thing that's gonna be horrifying. So I just want to get that out of the way right now.
Summon undead.
And what does summon undead do?
It's the new Tasha summon undead. So it's not actually creating undead, but it's like summoning a spirit to like look like an undead, and you can create like one of 3 things. So I'm gonna make the scariest one just to be like, this is the last thing. So I think it's like kind of like Slimer, so like a ghost, but like leaking things.
Nice.
But apparently it's like super nice to us and just can like hang out and also attack.
So we know what it looks like.
Yeah, this is Tim.
I'm holding on to Slaughter like, don't freak out, boy. Apparently this is going to be a friend.
So this ghost appears next to Cheshire and looks around at all of you and just does this.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi, buddy.
Tim, this is the family. Family, this is Tim.
Hi, Tim.
I debate trying.
Increasing his confusion. So you kissed, and now Tim's here.
That is how things happen. Yes.
Hi, friendly ghost. Hi, I can talk to you. Hi.
Hi.
What's your name? I asked the ghost.
Tim. He looks over at
you die?
Cheshire.
Yeah, just
Painfully.
I'm so sorry. Can I help in some way?
He turns to Cheshire.
I think at some point Tim's gonna pass on, but I don't know how to do that yet. So I'm just making sure he's okay. I played cards with Tim once. He didn't really like it that much. I think because he's just not good at it.
Bad
Thank you,
hands.
That was not a bad hand. Just because you know what? We're not going to get into this again. Like sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. That's just how it is.
Every time Tim loses.
Jedryn just kind of like tugs her shirt back in and goes back to unloading the wagon.
See, Tim, I'll teach you Cheshire's tell. I know what it is.
But then he'll win. Don't
No,
worry
then
about it.
it'll be even playing field.
Learn tell.
Yeah.
Is Tim going to be at the wedding? Do we need to put like a towel down?
Is that her brother?
How long did this last for? An hour? Holy crap. Tim can hang out if he wants.
Right?
He says, help unpack, and starts walking over and like...
You don't... No, wait, no. You're the drippy one. No, Tim, it's fine. You don't have to unpack. Let's
unpack.
Let's go back and like play some cards.
Let's collect firewood.
If Tim collects... I made Tim the drippy, and if he collects firewood, it won't be firewood anymore. It'll just be...
Drippy? What does
He
drippy
goes,
mean?
and when he sneezes, what appears to be like his body weight in ectoplasm flies forward from his face.
That's what you mean by drippy. Okay.
No, Tim, we can't find the cards. I'll summon you back when we find it. Okay, bye. And dismiss it.
I'm getting vials that I'm collecting the ectoplasm for potential potions.
I was like, can we eat that?
All right, yeah, you put together
Because that's what I would do.
6 vials of ectoplasm.
I'm so excited about this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to try.
Jedryn, do you need any help? Gonna go over and help Jedryn out.
Like, what can I... Ectoplasm and flesh stripper, saliva, and all the things I could make with this.
There's going to be a horrifying Breath of the Wild cooking montage. Who made you censored?
I have to make my signature brew, man. It's like my raison d'etre.
It makes you numb and astral. I don't know what good it does.
On that lovely note, you lay down camp for the night. Any downtime activities that evening?
Crying?
Oh.
That's fair. You can cry during downtime.
I definitely spend some of every night working with the flesh strippers. I want them to know us by name so that next time I want them to send a message, I can tell them to find Jedryn.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that animal handling check, please.
Oh, and
Better.
It's a lot better.
while we're disclosing things that some people may find slightly unnerving, I figured out some more of the stuff that Dad taught me. And I kind of do this like shrug kind of thing and crack my neck a little bit. And when my head pops up, I look like a human boy.
Whoa, what?
Whoa.
Yeah. Turns
Wait,
out
Dad taught you that?
he's got
You
these,
know a boy?
he's got these weird books. They're all in they're all in Lydian with footnotes in some other language. I think it's like Veshan or something. But yeah, basically I can the normal things I do with my posture and everything when I don't want people to recognize me. Like,
Yeah.
if you do it just right, you can kind of shift it up into kind of a higher gear, and you get this. So I can.
Where'd you always go?
I don't think that's just something that anyone can do.
No, it's talent.
You just do this. It's fine.
Is that magic?
It must be, right? Because and I do it again, and I kind of shrug my shoulders out wide and pop my neck again, and I turn into a female dwarf.
Holy shit!
Okay,
Basically,
we're
it's a
gonna
great.
need. You two are gonna need to warn us when you start doing this shit.
That's why I'm doing it. So basically, my disguise game has sort of a whole nother level to it. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. I can do this. I can do this.
I want to go sit next to Jedryn and then call Zopa and then do that thing where I look like undead just to fuck with her.
I tried to turn into a human boy, and I turned into a monkey.
I mean,
I'm not even surprised by that bullshit anymore. I guess I can teleport, but I don't want to show you because it makes me tired.
Nah, I get that.
I was a monkey. My name was George.
What kind of name is George?
George.
But I remembered weird stuff. I think I was in a place with bars. Lots of humans were trying to feed me food through the bars. It was very alarming.
On that disturbing ass
like
note,
that.
I'm going to bed.
You all
I'm
pass
gonna
out for the
look
night.
over at Gix and Zopa because we've all got disturbing new trip. Well, mine's not disturbing. Everyone else is a little disturbing.
Right.
And I'm just gonna wait for them to share what they can do now.
Right.
I'm
like,
just
wow, I
eating
can
the flesh of
stab
that
things
druid,
better.
just kind of like pouting. Like, all I got was super hungry. I don't know what to tell you.
True. You also got a creepy new thing. You eat people now. That's neat.
You can eat people too. It's not even a skill. Anybody can do it.
I mean, you have the corpse armor. That's new.
That's a spell.
It's new.
Yeah. Well, so is your arrows fucking going into other planes of existence and
That
your
was-
mom and
Oh no, I've been
That
doing
was
I am
that.
the least weird one here, and I'm an 8-foot tall water troll.
You're not the least weird one here.
I definitely am.
Zopa is the
alternate
least
personality
weird
disorder.
one here.
No, she's not.
Sure.
Zopa just
I'm
stabbed
George.
people.
I'm a horse. Oh,
I
and I'm
just
this,
stab
and
you
I'm like,
and
everybody
shoot it.
gives me dirty looks for eating people, and anybody can eat people. I don't understand what the big deal is.
I'm not giving
He
you
was
dirty
dead.
looks for eating people. I'm giving you dirty looks for eating rotten people. At least eat
I didn't
them
eat
fresh.
anybody who was rotten. I didn't eat any undead. I wore the undead.
You did look at it a little hungry. There was,
I definitely tried to eat the haggling thing.
You
That
did
did
try to eat
happen,
the
yeah.
haggling thing.
What did I do?
Tried to eat the haggling. I judged you for that. I'm not.
Oh
judged
yeah,
you for
I
trying to eat
thought
the
about
freshly
eating
killed
the
druid.
hagling, and then he was a gross little bastard, and I didn't. See, even I have boundaries.
This goes on for several hours. You play with the animals and get them a good step toward understanding names, and a good step toward not eating one another. And wake up the next morning refreshed and embark. Go ahead and give me another survival check if you don't mind there, Millie.
Flesh strippers are friends, not food.
One day you're all going to be super happy that I eat people. You watch.
You're in good shape on the travel. Today we'll go ahead and make Zopa responsible for the day. So give me a D20 roll there, Zopa.
Hooray. Nine.
Nice, quiet, calm day.
Zen.
Jedryn, can you turn into a Slitherin?
Who asked what to who now?
Jedryn, can you turn into a Slitherin?
I probably could.
You've become like our family get together, like entertainment. Okay. Turn into an Eshik. Can you turn into an Eshik? Come on, do it. Come on.
What's an Eshik?
What the hell's an Essex?
Okay, so
Yeah.
I saw pictures one time in a book, and little blue, kind of icy looking fellow, kind of like a halfling, but with a bigger head. Can you do that?
Poof, and I look like Smurfette. What, like this? What? I don't get what you're talking about at all.
Except you're like a
That's
halfling.
terrifying.
Actually, sorry. I don't get what you're talking about at all.
No, that's terrifying. Turn back. No.
Actually, the creepiest thing I just sort of realized the other day is I think I can actually, I'm like, and there are claws, and I'm like it's a disguise power, right? But I'm betting I could fuck someone up with these.
How sharp
I can teach you how to use
are
them.
those?
They're +1 according to the spell.
I'm
Like
just kind of.
I did not really pay attention. I was like, oh, cool, alter self. It'll be like having my own little hat of disguise. And then I looked at the spell and I was like, fuck me.
Also lets you breathe underwater.
Yeah, exactly. Like, holy shit.
Alter self
Yeah,
is
you
badass.
can do
Yeah.
some stuff.
You can do some stuff.
Yeah. Vigil stalkers are dangerous motherfuckers. I'm just an inconspicuous person in disguise. Who eats your face?
The last day of travel. Let's have Gix be in charge of. Give me a D20.
Oh, we're all gonna die. You need a D20, you said?
I do.
Oh yeah.
No, it's a peaceful day.
Or was safe last time.
You managed to, by the time you reach the shores of the Broadreach River, you managed to train the animals to know and respond to the names of everyone there. You have trained the flesh strippers not to attack your mock dragon. And you've trained your mock dragon to not panic when the flesh strippers get near it. That's about as good as that gotten.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Take it.
Arriving on the riverbank, where you first come up, it's not the road itself. The bridge is out.
Of course.
So you can decide, if you wish to either try to ford the river there, or you can try to go north or south and look for some sort of crossing.
Cut out.
Yeah.
Oh, look for a crossing.
Well,
I'm sorry.
how big is the bridge?
Hold
Can
on,
the bridge
Devin.
be? You said the bridge is raised.
No, the bridge is out. It is. It is an X bridge. It has joined the choir invisible.
Well, I have like wood carver's tools and kind of like know how to deal with wood. So is there any wood around that I could lay across like the remnants of the bridge to get our wagon across?
This is a pretty big. I shouldn't help the DM.
As you're looking up to the north, you can see off in the distance a tree line.
Mm-hmm. That's not worth it. It'd be better just crossing the river then.
Right. Yeah. The tree line is a ways off, and you're reasonably certain that might be the very southern tip of the Hornsaw Forest. So
I'd rather cross here.
Going over there, probably not advisable.
How wide is the river here?
Grab a map.
Oh.
My map is not where I expected my map to be.
Never.
Of course not. Why would you want that?
I'm just wondering if
only Astral had a way of like organizing the folders and having it be nice and usable.
They do. I'm just lazy and didn't do it. Well, I did do it. I just looked.
Astral, please learn to alphabetize the folders. We would love that feature. Thank you.
Yes.
I have submitted that request. They have ignored me so far. But they've got some really cool new features. So.
I'm sure eventually they'll get that there.
Yeah. I'm wondering if I can use plant growth to make a bridge.
So this is what you're looking at.
I used this map 2 days ago.
And now like I said, within visual distance, you can see sort of a faint tree line to the north. So you're probably, it's a very clear day and it's pretty flat land. So you're probably 20 to 30 miles from the Hornsaw.
Which is a distance I am comfortable with.
If the river is less than 100 feet wide, I can...
Which it clearly is.
I can conceive... Well, I'll click on the spell, and you tell me how much of this I can get away with, GM. This is the idea that I have, is using plant growth to kind of make the plants grow over the river. It only lasts a little while, but enough for us to, like, climb over.
Oh, hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You walk over to the riverbank like fucking Alec Holland and bring up a plant bridge up out of the water.
Yep.
Wide enough to get the carriage across, and maybe it only lasts 10 minutes, but... And it like...
Korggix is mumbling under his mouth, like under his breath, like, oh yeah, he's so weird, he eats people.
And it's not like plants grow from either bank and meet in the middle or something like that. It's like the muddy water of the river basin, like plants sprout up out of it and just fill that, and so like it just rises up. And yeah, you're able to cross no problem. Once you get to the other side, you are officially no longer in the heteronomy.
Ooh. Which places us in the northern part of the Festering Fields and the southern part of the...
It does.
What are those mountains called? The Gascar Peaks.
Yep. Like in the distance, you can see the Gascars kind of sticking up. Like that forms the horizon. So like if you look on this side of the river, the Gascars form the horizon. If you look on the other side of the river, the Hornsaw Forest forms the horizon. And you are now in my favorite part of the Scarred Lands.
The Festering Fields?
Not my favorite, but it's in the running. And as soon as you get onto this side of the river and walk for probably 20 minutes or so,
roll initiative?
No. But you do start to feel this sort of just overwhelming sense of dread. And it doesn't hit you like a brick, like you take a step and, oh my God, it's dreadful. It's just like slowly it starts as like this slight nagging anxiety. And then with each passing step, it sort of builds into like did I leave the stove on? To like, oh God, we're all going to die. Over the span of about a mile's travel.
Sounds about right.
Don't like this.
Wait, why are we going this way? Maybe we should go that way.
Through the horn saw.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
We
just
have
don't feel good about this all of a sudden.
I look at the map that I have of the territories, and I'm like, see on the map up at the edge here where there's an arrow that says necromancers? That's the horn saw that you want to go to.
Okay.
See on the map where it says Hollowfaust? There's necromancers there too.
We're not going to the horn saw.
So if you're able to look at the map over on Twitch right now, you'll see where you are with relation to the various landmarks around you. So you are at the very edge of the Festering Fields at the moment. You should actually be a little bit more northward of there.
We found that road that apparently the Hollowfaustians keep and maintain.
You found that it exists. You're not on it yet.
We have to find that road that apparently connects this area somewhere.
Yeah, now that we're on the far side and outside their jurisdiction. Yeah.
Should we try to find that road because it's supposed to be safe-ish?
Yeah, you want to make a survival check for us, Millie, since you're the navigator.
What did you want me to roll? Sorry.
Oh, no, I asked Millie to make a survival check.
Oh, I thought you said me for some reason. I was like, survival, D20.
So, Millie, as you're looking around, two things occur to you. One, the road, like, the landmarks don't quite seem right with the map that you have. As if, like, you would expect to be able to see the road from where you have entered, and you do not see any road whatsoever.
Something's wrong.
Oh, I love hearing those words.
Jedryn? Tell me I'm not crazy. Look at the map and look at everything else. And I start gesturing to the things that are not correct.
Do you want to make a survival check as well?
Sure. I got a 10 because I'm not a wise person.
You're right. Like, as far as you're concerned, you should be standing on the road right now, and you're just not.
Yeah. That you're. How in the hell?
Detect magic. Maybe somebody's hidden it.
You then notice, Millie, you feel the temperature drop just a degree or two.
Oh, it's getting cold.
And
I'm totally detecting magic.
you notice go ahead and cast Detect Magic, that's fine.
Okay.
You notice a slight darkening of the sky. And then rapidly expanding from a central point, opening in the sky like an iris. Probably about, it looks like maybe a mile ahead of you.
I don't like that.
Is that on the map?
I'm not supposed to do that. I'm fairly certain.
Well, it's more than 30 feet away, so I don't think I can detect it.
You can't detect it, but when you kick on Detect Magic, you detect everything around you is giving off a not faint aura of necromancy. there's just raw necromantic energy like seeping up from the soil.
Yeah. Is there? No, I'll put the staff in front of me. Same spell school. Yes. Is the terrain? There's no illusions happening on the terrain, though.
Doesn't appear to be.
Just okay. So it's kind of what I was looking for. Was like illusionary terrain. Someone's fucked with the environment, but that's too far away for me to detect. That's bad though.
Could I maybe like inspect the ground and see if I can like gather if we're close to where we need to go?
Sure. Go ahead and make. What would you like a nature check? Is that what you'd like to try?
Is it like blatantly magical soil?
Magical, no. But as you reach down and look to it, your first impression is that you are in an area with high iron clay. And then you get closer and you realize that no, there's just blood in this soil. Like the dirt itself is so caked with blood that when you like turn it over in your hand comes up bloody.
Nice. So did we make a wrong turn and we're like standing on a giant half-dead creature right now?
I think we should head north.
Who would you like to make an Arcana check? We'll say Chaz. Cheshire like to make an Arcana check?
I mean, Cheshire does always have the magic in him.
True, the magic is in you the whole time.
I don't think
Nope.
the 6 is gonna. He lost the magic this time because he's thinking about.
So, Cheshire, you have a very like Egon Spengler sort of moment where you're just staring at this storm that's opened up about a mile ahead of you, and you're like just terrified beyond rational thought. You're like, I don't know what. Like, it's we can't be out.
Not that is definitely supposed to be happening. Definitely not that is.
All right. So, anybody else want to have any other action they would like to take?
I'm going to glance behind us at the bridge, and is it still there?
No, because you walked like an hour in.
We're miles away from the bridge.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to call a stop
shit.
and be like, okay, look, do we need to like figure out? Do we need to do something to figure out where we're at? Are we lost?
I think we just beeline it north. That.
Like, so you're saying that this area doesn't match the map, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, look.
And the ground is bleeding. Is that what we were expecting?
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting
No,
that.
that's. I mean,
Should be a road.
I've never heard about this, so God, I don't really love the idea of heading north, but yeah,
North toward the mountains.
yeah, toward the mountains.
Can we see them at all, or are they too far away?
Oh, you can see the mountains, absolutely.
So what if we just, skim the edge of them rather than being out here in the middle of this, whatever this is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't love any of this, but that makes. Yeah, let's do that.
I'm ready to hiya on this dragon, man. Let's go.
Right, you turn the wagon north and start heading northward. The good news is that dark storm appears to not be moving. It's just stationary there. But you can see very clearly from where you're at. It's like watching a tornado on the horizon, but it's completely stationary, and the tornado appears to be constructed entirely of blood.
So that's one that's disturbing. But like if it was a normal storm, it would be moving. So it not moving is just as disturbing as it.
There's like a battle or something happening over there. Like a.
Make a perception check if you don't mind.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, my perception is really good. So that's good. Will Astral cooperate with me? Yes, it will.
You notice two things. One, there does not appear to be any sort of activity over there at all. The sort of torrential downpouring of blood seems to be coming from that cloud. And it does not appear to be like as part of a large battle or something like that. You don't hear any clanking of steel.
No lightning bolts or fireballs going around or anything like that.
The other thing that you notice is, like, as you're kind of looking around and just taking the area in, you notice two other things. One, you notice that there is underneath, like, you can see some patches of like stone sticking up through the ground a little bit, and maybe it seemed to you at first like this was just rocky sort of ground, but you think you actually are right now on the road. It's just been covered over with this bloody dirt. And secondly, you can see probably 100 yards to the northwest, so in the general direction you want to be. What at first glance looked like a hill, but as you look at it closer, you can see that it's got almost like a worked quality to it, like it's like a thatched roof that's been then depressed into the earth. And there's definitely like an opening, like a cave entrance type of thing you could poke your head into if you needed to or wanted to. But that is off of what you think might be the trail. So you haven't been disoriented yet, so you're pretty sure now that you know where the road is, that you can go in the general direction that it's supposed to go and still be on the road until the first, as long as the road re-emerges before like the first major turn or something.
I'll lean toward Jedryn's running the wagon. I can see the road. It's that way. And I just start heading.
Okay, lead the way, I say. And
what I can tell of it. We're on it. It's just covered in gross.
Okay. Following along.
And yeah. And I don't know if that's heading toward that cave building thing I saw or not.
It's in the same general direction, but not quite.
And keeping an eye on that bloodstorm to see if, and the bloodstorm isn't moving with the wind like it should be. Or is the wind just...
It is not moving. Well, first of all, there doesn't appear to be any wind.
Yeah.
There's no wind. There's the air is exceedingly humid. And in fact, as you start sort of having just like, the buckets of sweat that accompanies that, it's not, you all kind of notice a vague sheen, almost like a tint, like a rose tint on each other's skin. And you realize that your sweat mixing with the humidity in the air, it's blood.
I cast Druidcraft to kind of get because it also tells me things like weather. Is this natural for this region, or is this just weirdly freaky magic crap?
That's a hard thing to say. Okay, so let's see.
We'll predict the weather will be at your location for the next 24 hours.
Okay. So what you see is like a golden orb that would imply to you that it should be clear skies here. Everything should be nice and hunky-dory. But that orb, as it forms in front of you, you see like veins starting to work their way through it. Mostly bloody, a few of them with like a black sort of bile. Maybe one or two of them are more of like a greenish, almost mucusy sort of color. And you get the distinct impression that this entire region, as far as your magic can reach, is quite literally scarred from some sort of massive necromantic energy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so we can pretty much tell it's like Tuesday here in the Scarlands.
Monday, to be fair.
Right?
And do any of you want to make a history check?
Sure.
This is natural weather.
Fuck. Never mind.
Should I even have a -1 on that? I actually rolled pretty well.
Oh, I actually have a good history too.
All right. So, Zopa, you're pretty sure this is where Churn died.
Who's Churn?
You know, Churn, the titan of snowflakes and beautiful sunsets.
Yes. Butter making, right?
Yes, yeah, it was a giant Titanic Mennonite. Who actually wasn't killed by the gods during Divine War, but fell on their own butter churner.
Good.
And that caused this
It's a terrible way to go.
horrible scar. However, the rest of you,
Except for me, I'm also with Zopa on the,
Well, you did a little better than this is where Churn died, but yeah.
the rest of you are vaguely aware of that there was some great battle took place here. Nobody, as far as you know, nobody knows the details. Nobody remembers exactly what happened. Nobody knows for sure who was involved. But when it ended, about a 200 square mile radius of this area, from Lochiel over to the Broadreach River up to Hollowfaust, just became poisoned. The damage from the battle there was so severe that it became poisoned in a way that that basically all the clerics of the time were like, and the gods that were still running around were like, fuck it, nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
Just wall
Just
it off.
don't.
Just
Yep.
put up a sign, don't go in there. But Triss, as you're thinking about like, why is this like this? You look around for a moment and you don't see any of your siblings.
The wagon's gone?
You're not, the wagon's gone, you're not on a dragon. You're on all fours. You smell and taste blood, and there's a miasma. Just a mist, a red mist throughout the entire air. And through that mist, you can sort of make out like the clanging of swords and claws and fists. You appear to be in the midst of just everywhere you look is battle and conflict and bloodshed. And you look up and the sky is like cracked open. And where it's sundered, it looks almost like that thing that Cheshire did.
Sounds about right.
But it goes from one end of the horizon to the other. As near as you can see in both directions, running east to west, it completely covers the sky.
What am I? Or can I just pick something?
What would you like to be?
I don't know.
What would you like to be in the middle of the peak of the Divine War?
What would make sense?
A chinchilla.
They don't have souls. I'm trying to think of something that would actually have a soul. The peak of the Divine War.
Chinchillas don't have souls?
Come on.
Something cool like a manticore or a
right. You're a manticore.
Like oh no, a manticore.
Oh, manticore. Okay.
Yeah, like a because it has to be. Eventually, I'll have memories of being something sentient. But
so yes, you are a manticore, and you, as you're taking in these surroundings, you just see like a giant gloved hand, almost like come out of nowhere, and snatch up another manticore that's right next to you, and like just crush it. And as it explodes everywhere, you see like a spider leg step in front of you, and this giant dagger sort of come into your vision, and then the vision ends, and you're back where you were. And you come away from that with the impression that at least that Spirit Ghost the Ambusher was at least involved in whatever went down here. And with that revelation, that's where we'll wrap up game for this week. So how's everybody liking the Festering Fields so far?
Oh, it's so homey. We should build a house here and retire.
I mean,
I'm sure there's worse places in the Scarred Lands.
That's fair. Yeah.
Okay.
This is probably middle of the road.
I was like, got all this incarnate route, but like I also now have a staff of necromancy and I can speak to ghosts. So I've got like this incarnate necromancer combo thing happening now. I don't know what my character's about anymore, but it's
come back as find out you're one of the founders of Glividatel or something.
Hey, nothing bad has happened to us so far. It's just a bit off-putting.
Right. So far, it's not bad. But on that note, that's where we will wrap things up for the week. So let's go ahead and do our outros real quick. Let's start this week with Jedryn. Go ahead and give us your pertinence. Tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, pronouns, and anything you would like to promote, please.
Sounds good. Hi, my name is Fran Stewart, she, her, and I'm playing Jedryn, the baffled halfling rogue, also she, her. I write for the Scarred Lands, among other things, and I've written the books that Sarah is showing you right now, co-written Vigilant Through Shadows and Dreams, which is a great Scarred Lands novel about a guy who's basically as screwed as we are, and helped edit Frostlands of Fenrilik, which is an awesome, maybe not necessarily canon, but close to it, book about a continent on Skarn. I've helped out on various other books. Most excitingly, I did some writing for Dead Man's Rust, which hopefully you kickstarted. And you can find all of my writing on either drive-thru or on Amazon or wherever fine ebooks are sold. And you can find me on Twitter at RonaldinValor. And as I always say, I like to make new friends, so come up and say hi.
Rock and roll. And in the event that you missed Dead Man's Rust, I do believe it will be on Backer Kit fairly soon. And as soon as it is, I will be sure to share that on everyone's social media and in our chats as we are playing. But while you're waiting, you should absolutely pick up Frostlands because it's awesome. Next up, we have Zopa. Please give us your pertinence.
Hey there, I'm Jeremy Hochhalter, he, him, playing Zopa, she, her. I also worked at Frostlands. Go pick it up. I publish other stuff on Drive-Thru RPG and DM's Guild. You can follow me on Twitter at WHPubs and join me on my own streams here on Twitch at WH Publications.
Rock and rolla. Next up, we have Triss. Please give us your pertinence.
Hi, I'm Sarah Stewart, she, they. I'm playing Triss, the rat folk druid who also is dabbling in necromancy, apparently. And you can find me on Jeremy's channel on Friday in the Scarred Lands Deep Nerding Lore. Last week we talked about Albadia and the Titanstone Mountains. We said we were going to talk about the Perforated Plains. So much alliteration in this world. This week we're going to talk about the Perforated Plains because it made more sense to do it in that order. So check us out Friday at 2
p.m. Eastern.
PM Eastern, yeah. I'm time zone deficient. And wrote a bunch of stuff with Fran, and I wrote Frostlands and a bunch of other things. So find it all on Drive-Thru RPG.
Sweet. Next up, Gix, give us your pertinence, please.
Hi, I'm Tric, the Hair Trick on just about everything except for Patreon, which is the Hair Trick Productions. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. I stream just about everything under the sun. I'm getting closer and closer to releasing some videos about level design, which is what I started with. So I chat about that just about every given chance I can on the stream. So if you're interested in that super niche thing that no one is interested in, my stream's for you. I play Gix, who is he, him, just like I am. Gix is apparently the oddball in the group because he eats people, doesn't talk to plants, and doesn't have a celestial girlfriend, and doesn't have a mom that's a god or something. But yeah, he's the weird one. And yeah, if you're interested in any D&D stuff outside of level design, the Patreon, actually, because of the last stream that we did, the subathon thingy, we actually hit our first goal, so we're over 100 a month now. I don't think it will stay there, but it's really exciting.
Well, if you haven't gone over and checked it out, go check it out and keep us there.
Yeah, that was the thing I really wanted to bring up, is the spell cards. I've been waiting to do more, because the number one complaint I got was they're not colored. So now they're colored. So now there's going to be colored spell cards.
Sweet.
So yeah, that's the new deal coming out soon. So if you're interested, stop by and chat about it or join the Discord or whatever. But I'm around wherever you need to find me. So yeah.
Rock and roll. Next up, Millie, please give us your pertinence. And I wanted to, before I forget, I wanted to mention to you, like, I don't know if it's just the change in day or daytime or what, but like the first half of the stream, you looked like you were on the set of a J.J. Abrams film. Like there was just like all this lens flare and stuff going on behind you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt the narrative flow. But by all means, give us your pertinence.
Hello, my name is Ayli, she, her pronouns, and I play Millie, the Tiefling Ranger, she, they pronouns. I am a fetish model. You can find me on Twitter at Kitty Curiosity. I also have been doing some game streaming lately. I've been streaming a lot of Hades, so if you're into that, come hang out with me. I'm also part of an X-rated D&D streaming group. We're called Roll for Seduction, and you can find us online at rollforseduction.com or on Twitter at rollseduction.
Yes, definitely check those things out if you are grown folk, 18 and older. If you're not,
Yes.
Wait. And last, but most certainly not least, that brings us to Cheshire.
Hi, so I am Chaz, a PhD student who studies video games and music and storytelling, all that fun stuff. He, him, just like Cheshire, who is the undead warlock who is now, I think, officially out of like scary surprises. Like we've done all the things.
For now.
Or,
Until he levels.
Then he will not need to eat at all. It's going to get very creepy, which is why I love him. When I'm not studying video games and music and all that fun stuff, I DM. I DM on Jeremy's channel, where we are doing a Final Fantasy 14 inspired kind of fun stuff. They are now on this like hidden island with frost and ancient religious relics. We took a week off last week because of scheduling. We're now starting again at, I think, 1:30 Eastern is the new time.
2:30
Eastern.
2:30
Eastern.
2:30 Eastern, yes. And starting next week, that on Wednesday, that is January the 27th, I am going to be back on Onyx Path, where I am going to be streaming 2 Scion games. One is A Light Extinguished, which is on, I believe, the Solution Ball.
Light Extinguished is actually, it's on Drive Through RPG. It's the Scion Hero Quick Start, but it's also available as a free Astral VTT adventure. So if you go into your homepage on Astral, you can play A Light Extinguished. All the assets are there. It's good to go, and it's free, I believe, for all users. I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to be subscribed like at a pro level to get it.
Yeah. So I've already played around with that. The characters are all there. Like it's super fun. So I'm excited for that. And then I believe the week after we finish there, I'm going to be starting a kind of playthrough of Scion Origin, Scion Hero, and Scion Demigod as the characters attempt to like become as gods as they were.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be super fun, and I'm excited to like be back on Onyx Path, trying to kill or not kill my character. Excited
to have you back. Thank you for coming back and running that. It's going to be a great time. And it's timely because as you may... What's up?
Onyx Path is more than Scarred Lands. Just
Onyx
reminds
Path
us.
does do, in fact, more than Scarred Lands. And I believe next week is or maybe it's this week. I think this week is the launch of the Dragon and Myth and Masks of the Mythos Kickstarters for Scion. So interesting stuff, different takes on the sort of established Scion mythology, where you're connected to either dragons or the Cthulhu mythos. So fun stuff. I look forward to seeing how that goes. Most of the Scion stuff I get to participate solely as like a fan and a spectator. I don't do much work for Scion, so it's cool to see it play out in real time in front of me. So I'm looking forward to checking out your stream. And I guess that leaves me, right? I'm Travis Legg, he, him. I am the game master here. When I'm not running this game, I run other games on this channel or over at the Onyx Path, which you may be watching this on. That's cool. I also do run a game bi-weekly over on Ayli's channel of Odysseys and Overlords, which I put out through Aegis Studios. My most recent releases are probably Pages of the Demigods over at Slitherin Vault, which does have, in fact, Chaz's character's girlfriend in it. So just, don't read that and spoil it for yourself. I mean, the audience can, just Chaz probably shouldn't. Or you can, I don't care. I'm not your mom. And then the other recent release I've done is over at Dungeon Masters Guild. I have put up the Council of Spiders Revisited, which is a conversion of the 4th edition adventure Council of Spiders. It's a starting level adventure for Drow PCs, which is super cool and fun. If you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you might know that I have an extended relationship with the Drow. I sure do love them. So, and this is in fact a indicator that there will be more Drow content coming from me. I also have another project in the works for DM's Guild. I put it up over the weekend. There was a little bit of controversy around the cover. So I am in the middle of getting a new cover set up for it, and that will be released as soon as that is ready. But you can pick up Council of Spiders right now. If you've not yet done so, I would encourage you to follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff here, as well as at the Onyx Path Twitch. So if you're watching on there, make sure you subscribe and come over to Plastic Age Plays. If you're watching on Plastic Age Plays, go over to the Onyx Path and subscribe. It's good content all around. And I will be back here on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern as we return to Scarred Lands for Sins of Shelzar as they go into part 2 of the Night of Chronicles. So that will be a fun time. Thank you all so much for playing. Those of you at home, whether you're watching live or on VOD, thank you so much for your support. Be good to yourselves and each other. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. There's a vaccine on the way. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you again real soon.
Yep. Bye, everybody.